1% better every day!
Rolling.
We rolling?
Okay. We good.
What episode is this? 8?
8.
Ocho.
God damn, bro. We already on episode 8.
We rolling.
Listen, Melly Mel tried to tell us about what day this was going to be because we shoot these bitches in the future.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And so,
y'all get it. We already.
right, we already light years past that. But I'm not even going to lie to you. Like, if I tried to keep up with what real day. See, this is why Melly Mel here. This motherfucker looked at the phone and was like, hey, fellas.
Yeah.
When this one drop, it's gonna be the day before Christmas.
Right.
No, this is Friday. This is Friday before Christmas.
Okay.
Merry Christmas to everybody. It's a week away.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
Weird.
Nigga, it's really July. All other shit. Melly Mel say, hey, listen, fellas. But you know what's crazy about that? When we would do like the TV shows and you do your like your confessionals and all that, they be like, hey, when you talk, don't talk as if this event is already happening. So talk about it in the future.
As if,
that's why when you see the people on the shows and they got the clothes on, but the clothes been the same every episode,
right.
and they talking like this shit ain't that. Yeah, all the shit done already happened. They just got to speak about it a certain way so it sounds like it's on point with the episode.
100%. With coronavirus, I really figured that out, which I already knew this, but all those shows that was filmed, call it 2019 in October, coming out the summer, it's like, when y'all film this?
Right, facts.
Y'all got Christmas stuff going on. Like, y'all filmed this last Christmas.
Right.
And then you see all the production for stuff is like in 2022 right now. Like, they were like, cause if we was gonna film in this summer and we had to push it back, then we had to push the film back.
A lot of shit got put, but people are getting back to it. There's just that shit it's all different now. But I like it because what's happening is that, well, some people that are like on certain crews may not like it, but if you're a creator and all that type of shit, you don't need as many people. You know what I mean? You don't need as many people. Like, technology is a fool. Like, you don't need as many people now.
Man, if you are the creator, that's good. But shit, if you just an extra person without no skill, that's why you need to be like.
You know what they say? Evolve or die.
Yeah,
but you don't need some of this real estate that people got as well.
Yeah.
Like, people really figured out, like, we got a large footprint, the overhead way too high. Why are we in this building? We still running at a very high rate with everyone working from home. Why do we have this office building? So
they said the biggest thing that changed the landscape of commercial real estate was Zoom.
Yeah.
Like, isn't it crazy how a fucking digital platform has changed the way, like, real tangible
assets,
right. That's what I'm saying. It's a whole nother game going on.
I think like in a lot of industries that's dying, like maybe like the commercial real estate. I think there's an opportunity to like repurpose it. For something else.
It is.
Like, I saw something where like everybody deserting California, right? But I saw where like billionaires are going out there buying up all the mega mansions.
Yeah. Well, think about it.
It's land. You still going?
It's everything. Like, right now, everything is a grab because nobody's getting anything for it. So, like, when you pass by all these strip malls and all this type of shit where they used to command $5-10K a month,
right?
And you used to have like a 5-year commitment to be in that particular thing. Shit, that motherfucker's taking crackhead deals. You like, hey, nigga, look.
I get 250.
What we talking about? Right? I ain't gonna knock down no walls though. He be like, shit, get in this motherfucker in.
Hey, what them COVID prices talk?
Hey, that's the
COVID rate.
Real talk.
Real talk.
I'm not even gonna lie to you. I'm looking at another bigger space, even for us to do some of the stuff we doing to fight all that type of shit. I'm gonna let y'all boys see it, but I said, hey, listen, man, like
that COVID.
Hey, nobody's in here. Nobody's in here. You know what I'm saying? So it's been crazy, but
landscape changed across the board.
Yeah, this show is about adapting. You know what I'm saying? This show ain't about, oh my God, this shit ain't happening. Hey, this show is about, nigga, this is the game. This is what's been outlined. So how we gonna make a move so that we put ourselves in position to win? Period.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So all this shit, bro. That COVID shit is, and what it's really done, in my opinion, is it's uncovered for a business owner. It's uncovered a lot of spots where money was going out the window, wasted. Like usually you hire like a consultant to come in and like tell you where you can trim the fat and shit like that. This shit is almost trim the fat for you. You know what I'm saying?
100%.
Like, it's
but we talk so much about LLCs getting the right mindset. It's been so many individuals that's done this because of COVID, or COVID was an opportunity to say, you know what, I'm about to jump off and do it. So Yo, shout out to everybody that went out there and did it themselves.
Yep.
Said, yo, I'm about to bet on myself. Shout out to my trainer, Ronnie, at Bookman Fit, because he opened up his own gym.
Oh, that's live.
Because of COVID, you know,
right.
he tell you, bro, it wasn't on my timeline. It wasn't in my, it wasn't something that I wanted to do. However, you got to adapt, and the opportunity presented itself, and he got a good thing going.
Shout out to that nigga Ronnie, because that's like taking advantage of opportunities when they present themselves. That's big. That's big.
Key. That's key.
Big,
What DJ Khaled say? That's a major key.
That's a major key. That's a major key, because like opportunities present themselves to us at all times. Mm-hmm. It's just, are you seasoning motherfuckers or watching them go right past you?
Yeah. And
like
on some regret, like, man, I could have did.
Yeah, shoulda, coulda, woulda. Ifs and buts was candy and nuts. Everybody have a Merry Christmas. Oh, it is Friday before Christmas. This is Friday before Christmas. You see this nigga hating, Greek ass nigga hating.
Candy and nuts.
He hated that I put that together like that. You know, I understand. You know what I mean? He just he was really hoping that I left that bitch open for him to come back and be like, hey, because look at that.
That's a Christmas.
Look at that.
Damn it,
nigga, shut up, nigga. Let's get back to what the fuck we talking about. Niggas that seize opportunity during COVID, nigga.
You get distracted. That's what we talking about, nigga.
That is that's a perfect motherfucking segue. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, hopefully you got your dog with you and you feeding them good. This is episode 7?
8, bro.
Damn.
8.
Fuck y'all. This is episode 8 of the 1% Better Everyday podcast. I am your boy Shondo Blades. Couple seconds so you can let the shit go by. This is my name. Because I didn't have shit to say.
What is the challenge? 2012
At least I don't know what to do with my hands. Nigga, this is my nigga Melly Mel.
Yes, sir. Merry Christmas, the Friday before Christmas. I appreciate it. You know, somebody got to be on time. Somebody got to have these guys in order.
I'm telling you.
You the glue. He like that Fisher. He like, that boy like
we be all off.
You gotta know the roll.
We will be all off. And I'm here with my nigga CJ Winning.
Hey, what it do, H-Time, and all around the world, representing for the light skins and the medium skins.
The medium skins.
Like, they tried, you know, 2020.
Man, y'all still in the game, dog. Y'all still in the game. No, y'all niggas ain't.
Yeah, we got hold down, man. Hold down.
The medium skins, nigga. You ain't stay in the house, that way you be a fool. Like you know what I'm saying? You probably be outside.
I be out in the sun, bro. Gotta work, bro. I can't let y'all. I'm in the field too. So
you out there too?
I be sneaking out in the field. Like, what's up, y'all?
Bro, this nigga was paying. We be out there, nigga.
Y'all got me. What's up?
Right.
Hey, hold on, man. I saw CJ posting though. CJ was posting had the shirt off in the park.
Oh yeah.
Like, fuck this nigga and that shirt off. We can't let that nigga Terry bone. I know I look better than that. I know I look better than that nigga. Yeah, that nigga. Hey, what you eating clean, huh? I seen a couple cuts on there. I seen 2-3 cuts on there.
I got a couple cuts, but you know, I don't eat clean. I just work out a lot.
Right.
Wait, Tom, let me know about this. So you got gym winning. I mean, I eat clean.
Yeah.
Semi.
Right.
However, you got the gym winning lifestyle that you want to promote.
Mm-hmm.
Like when you say you work out a lot, what does that mean?
Yeah,
like are you?
I mean, like I work out Monday through Saturday, and then like 2 days a week I do 2 a days. I go running on Sundays.
So you heavy in a cardio during the week, or you just cardio on the weekend?
Yeah, tell us.
I cardio during
tell us. Tell us.
So I cardio during on 2 days and Thursdays. We got our free group that we do out there. So I work out with them.
Okay.
And then so on 2 days and Thursdays I get my cardio in. Then Sunday I go running. I might run like 4 or 5 miles or something like that. Yeah. But a key, but look though, a key for me though is like I had to start fasting, bro, because I love to eat so much.
Right. So you do like intermittent fasting?
Yeah.
Okay.
What time do you eat? What time do you start? Because I start eating probably about 11, 12.
See, look, I move all over for me. So I got an app on my phone, and so whenever I take my last bite, I just start fasting.
Hold on, what?
Yeah.
Talking about, what you mean you start fasting?
So you just move your time. It don't matter what time you stop.
I get a gap.
You just make sure that gap.
But what's the gap though? Is what I'm saying.
I do 16. I do 24. If I done stuffed up on a lot of carbs, I can go 48.
Right. So then
I can play with.
I like that though. That's smart though.
Yeah. So I figure out what work for me because like dieting and all that.
That shit sucks.
I like eating too much.
Right.
You feel me? But I'm naturally like a mesomorph, so I hold fat. It's the endomorph. The endomorph is the one who hold fat. Yeah, I'm an endomorph.
Okay.
So I naturally hold more fat. But I like to eat, and I got a big gut capacity, bro. So I can stuff a lot of food. I can eat like 5,000 calories right there.
Right.
So I just had to start playing.
Tell them what the fuck. So what would 5,000 calories look like? Like
for me,
name a meal or something that would have something like 5,000 calories.
I eat like 6 pancakes, like a bunch of syrup,
right?
Like a 6 egg omelet. I eat like a 12-ounce steak.
This at one time.
Yeah.
Oh, so you can eat.
That is.
Oh, you was fat.
Like I want to do. Go to the buffet and they be like.
Yeah, get
like I'm doing that trying to calculate. Like, did I eat?
Yeah,
like if I charge me $8, did I eat $12? I want them to lose like 25.
Right. That's why
trying to crack him in the head.
That nigga was on CC's when we was talking about
that. So that's what worked for me. So I think that is kind of more realistic for people who are kind of like me, who kind of like eating a lot and they don't like dieting and you hold fat.
Yeah.
So,
so do you drink? Do you get some? Can you drink water? Like can you drink?
So when I do my fast, I drink water.
Okay.
But I also put like pink Himalayan salt and
lemon or something.
No, pink Himalayan salt and potassium. Is it potassium chloride? I don't know. I don't want to say nothing to give people poison, but you can order off Amazon. I'll send you something to make
I'll put it on there.
But I got it from this guy named Cole. He's a Canadian guy. It's called Snake Juice. And so
shout out to Cole.
Yeah, shout out to Cole, man.
Snake Juice.
I was watching him when I was, going through my little YouTube rabbit hole.
Right.
Stoicism and all kinds of stuff.
Right.
So he was one of the people I found, and that's what kind of helped me start because I got up to like 255.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And I started doing that 24-hour fast. Mm-hmm. Man, I lost like 30 pounds in like a month and a half.
Oh wow!
You know what I mean? So then once I got down to it, I was able to get back in the gym, and then. So like really, I've been working out for a year straight.
Right.
So this is where I'm at after like a year of working out.
That's pretty good, boy.
So.
Oh shit, we gotta see that before and after picture. This only
You
been
know
a year?
what I do? Yeah, I got. I was like real soft.
Yeah, I put them bitches up.
Word.
Yeah.
Yo, you know what's good though?
He say I was real soft and doughy. He was really doughy.
Dope boy.
Yeah, dope boy looking ass.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, one of the key things.
I'm glad you hardened up. I've been cooking that bread on a daily to about immediate right. Like, things that make you go, nigga, built that nigga.
Man, come on.
Built that.
But one of the good things I like what you just said, like you found something that worked for you. Right. A lot of people try to just jump on every single diet. Oh, keto this, I'm this, I'm that. Right. Paleo, like.
Yep. Like I had my homegirl, she did keto. She lost she was like 3-something, and she lost her weight. But with that, she has like loose skin. And see, the thing with the fasting, right, is like it eats up the dead skin.
Right.
And you go through a process called autophagy. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And a guy won the Nobel Peace Prize in like 2016, and it literally means like your body eat itself. So your body will like clean out, like your taste buds will reset. Like if you fast for like 48 to 72 hours, your senses will reset.
Yeah. But you know what? That makes a lot of sense because if you think of the body as like a bank account, right? Mm-hmm. So all the fat and shit that we have in there, as we going throughout the day, that shit getting spent.
Right.
Mm-hmm. And like, if you're not putting nothing back in the bank account, it's spending it all, then it's gonna start having to eat the fat and eat all, because that's the energy reserve, right? Mm-hmm. So I definitely agree, because like before fights, like you don't necessarily call it fasting or whatever, but that's the fuck you would do so that you can lose the weight.
Exactly.
So yeah, no, I definitely
get how you had to make weight and all.
Yep.
Exactly, bro. That's it. But see, if you control it, it's actually health benefit.
Yeah.
Like dry fasting is crazy. Like if you don't drink no water, like you.
That's what it was for fighting.
Yeah. You like 5 exit, bro.
Yeah.
5 exit.
That's what it was for fighting, because you getting down to that's what it was for fighting.
It's very. I mean, I know it probably feel like hell doing it for the fight.
No, it didn't feel like that for me because my body type just burns naturally. So it wasn't a big deal, and I wasn't somebody that was sometimes a nigga be crazy huge trying to make a certain weight class. Right. It was never really like that.
So you had to stress like to get down really, like a little bit, but you wasn't.
Yeah, I would say it was right there. But even now, without me even trying to,
you just naturally do it.
I naturally go fat because I'm so into what the fuck going on.
It changed the way you eat. Like I can't even eat like. If I eat like 2 or 3 times, like during the day, space out, like how they tell you, like eat 6 months, my body will just start. Start kicking it out.
The only time you can do that because when I am training for a fight, I am eating like every couple hours, and it's like I remember before.
But you're working out a lot.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like before my strength and conditioning coach, shout out to Coach Leroy Franklin, but before he before he gave me the diet, right? I was like, I'm eating more, coach. He was like. Trust me, just do it. I'm like, all right. So, man, every 2.5 hours, but it wasn't crazy big shit. Just you know what I'm saying, like small meal. But bro, I'm burning through these bitches. Before I went to bed, I would eat 2 peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. Like this is all on the shit, and I'm thinking it's gonna have the adverse effect. I'm like, man, this shit gonna put weight on the nigga. Like, nah, bro, it took it out. But yeah, because I was burning through it. So that's the thing.
It gives you energy. Like, it boosts it. That's why I smash a whole lot. Yeah. And then I'd be like, okay, I'm a fast, but then it'll get my gut. Yeah. Because if you stuffed, it's like I want to work out.
Exactly.
And then if I'm working out like that 12 hours, I'm in a fasted mode. Yeah. But I'm still not hungry. Yeah. So then I can go hit. Yeah. And like I feel pumped, and
that's good. But you find out what works for you and your body type though.
You know what I think? Like when depending on what your output is, right? You gotta know your output. Like, and I think that the diets and shit, like really know your output. I wouldn't do that same diet for fighting now, right? Because a lot of my other stuff is like I'm doing meetings and all that type of shit. It's not like I'm doing jujitsu, doing boxing, it's a little bit different. Right. So I wouldn't do that one now per se. Like I do more the intermittent fasting, not even really because I'm trying to do it, but just because I'm getting up and just getting in the shit before I say, let me get something to eat. You know what I'm saying? So it's like almost inadvertent, but that's exactly what I'll be doing. That's maybe 11, 12 o'clock. Right. Then I'll I may drink something in the morning. Yeah. Just to have something on me. Yeah. But just start going into the fucking day.
That makes sense.
You know what I mean?
That's kind of like me though too.
What you eat?
I'm not big on breakfast. Oh, for me, like I think it was 4 years ago.
Everybody's in pretty good shape here. I'm sure people would benefit from what.
Yeah, it's about 3 or 4 years ago. It was like right around that time that Netflix came out with like What the Health or something like that. Everybody started talking about meat and stuff like that. Right. So when that came out, I was like, you know what? In my opinion, I think that if meat is good or bad for you, the government, FDA, would never say it's bad for you because there's too much money behind it. And I think anytime you have a documentary, it's always geared towards the message that they're trying to push.
Of course.
So at the end of the day, I was like, you know what? Let me go without meat for a month and see how I feel. I felt good, and I just didn't go back to it.
Oh, you don't eat meat at all?
Like steak and not too much. Like now, I probably eat a little bit of chicken. I really don't eat meat. I'm more like fish, but I love fish.
I love fish.
I always love fish.
I love fish.
So we heavy on the salmon. So I'm heavy on that, and the crab and the shrimp.
Yeah.
And the steak, now if I eat that, I just feel so heavy. Right. But even after I stop eating it, I feel so much better.
Steak is a once in a while meal for me. Like it ain't I'm with you. I love seafood. I don't know what it is. I love shrimp. I love all that shit, and I think it's because the meat just looks so clean.
Yeah. Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's like it feels like even if you eat a fuckload of shrimp. Now I ain't talking about them bitches deep fried or no shit. I'm saying like you eat some grilled or sauteed shrimp. I feel like you eating a bunch of them I know for me, I've sparred right after eating a bunch of fucking shrimp, bro. Right. And it didn't feel like it didn't feel like shit. So I like something to that. I fuck with salmon.
I can eat salmon like daily. Like one of my little friends, shout out to you. She like had her little salmon recipe.
You know who you are.
Yeah. She seasoned that thing, and I like it.
Hey, but I wasn't getting out the way. Like, proceed, bro.
So shout out to her. She had us. I had to record it and everything.
You like it on the cedar wood planks?
Okay, those are good on the grill. On the charcoal grill with the planks.
That's how Papa those do.
Yeah, I like that.
It's like
you can get them like that.
Yeah, just soak that plank for like an hour.
You never got him?
Grill?
Time, man.
No, if you grilling, you have a grill?
Bro, you ain't never, you never got him. I mean, you don't necessarily have to. So you ain't never.
I only have Papa Do's if I had it like that.
Oh, bro, nah, they could.
You about to change the game.
I can see them playing Sam, but it
can
work, bro.
Nah, bro, you can make them normal. How you make them?
You can't do it that way. You can do it in the oven.
You know this nigga patient, bro.
So
he giving you the patient nigga shit.
I do like that wood.
It's good, bro. It's the cedar wood. Like I think it's cedar wood planks, right? That is all.
Yep, cedar wood planks.
That shit good, bro.
And they do got. I went to Sprouts, and there was like a cedar wrap that you can like wrap your fish in and put it in the oven, and you still get that flavor.
That's live.
That is live.
We out here.
So much shit. What? That's cool. I think they gotta, because I know people email. I'm sure people email y'all, talk to y'all all the time, like about what you eat and all that. And sometimes it's hard to tell them because it's not a specific thing. I know that I do. It's not really a specific thing.
Not really.
You know what I'm saying? It's just it goes.
I got a homeboy. He measured like we was talking about the other time. He measured everything and all that. But I'm like, I got my scale, but I just can't like.
Bro, at the end of the day, for me, like your brand, it's a lifestyle. Like whatever fits your lifestyle. If intermittent fasting is your lifestyle, let that be it.
Right.
If you enjoy a steak once a week, then eat the steak.
Yeah.
Like for me, I felt so much better without that in my diet. With pork and red meat and just a fish diet, pescatarian diet.
Yeah.
I felt better, leaned out, got
Yeah. I agree. I would agree.
Eat a lamb chop, though.
Yeah.
I'm gonna eat some veal.
I'm gonna fuck off a lamb chop.
Yeah,
but I don't eat it. I don't eat it all the time. You know what I'm saying? I don't eat it all the time, but I'm gonna destroy a motherfucking lamb chop.
Gone.
Hey, I tell you, Carrabba's got some of the best motherfucking lamb chops.
Shout out to my tea lady, man. We was just at Carrabba's like 2 weeks ago, bro.
Really?
That's exactly what I had, them lamb chops.
Listen, Junior, Carrabba's with them lamb chops and them taters.
Yeah,
I haven't had the lamb chops.
Raised me there.
Bro, they got this one dish that my wife, cause she from out here, so
at
she
Carrabba's?
at the secret menu. Yeah. So we go to the original too.
Yeah, of course.
Like, you gotta go to the wrong one.
You got
that one or the one on Woodway.
That's it. I thought the one on Kirby was the original.
Woodway. Woodway is the original.
Nah, nigga, because Kirby. Hey, up a
Kirby.
Yeah.
I don't know. It might be the original.
Carrabba's, the Carrabba's be in there. The guy.
Yeah. His office is right over there. But put it like this: I know he owns at least 2 of them.
Oh yeah,
and those 2 is the Woodway. From my understanding, I thought the Woodway was the original.
Yeah,
I could be wrong.
We gotta fact check that.
We gotta fact check it. Either one of those are the ones. But I heard they have like a secret menu.
What you be
getting?
You
get the shrimp OCL.
Yeah. I get the pasta Rambo.
The pasta Rambo, yeah. See,
they ain't on the menu. See, we school y'all. We giving y'all
pasta Rambo, nigga.
Like the shrimp OCL is like you would love that, bro.
Yeah,
they got like the shrimp and then they got like crab meat. It's like in a sauce and like a
bread. What time is it?
But they don't even like. I went out like, what is shrimp OCL? Like they looked at me like.
Yeah, you know that secret shit.
Telling everybody.
Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna bring it. Like we're gonna bring it out, but don't. It ain't even on the menu.
Right. Yeah. We used to go in there during the day when Carrabba would be in there talking to his employees and shit like this. Maybe like 12 o'clock, like noon for lunchtime type shit. And he used to be sitting right at the end of the bar. Yeah. He's in there a lot. I haven't been in there like recently. He's in there a lot of times.
He's a good guy.
But yeah. So out of all that shit that we talk, we gonna get to y'all with the message for today.
We didn't got distracted.
You know what I'm saying?
We was our state, not as
right. Yeah, exactly. Do as we say, not as we do. This podcast right here is about distractions. So I want us to all get into, what distractions have meant to them before to like set them back and set myself back, and how we've been able to get past the distraction so we can move forward. So hopefully some of y'all at home or wherever you may be watching this, you may have had a distraction. You may currently have a distraction. And we're going to give a couple of different viewpoints on how you may be able to attack those. Because, bruh, as you saw right here, you can get distracted easy than the motherfucker.
For real.
Like this real time got distracted. Like,
it's a fact.
We done talked an hour about food in this motherfucker. And been like, hold on, what was this part about? Like, so distractions. But if it's a distraction doing what you already set out to do, which was this, it's not really a distraction. Right. There's distractions out there that's keeping people from like the life they really want to have. You know what I'm saying? So if this shit is keeping you from the life, if this shit is keeping you from the life that you want to have, then let's get to it, man.
Yeah.
Like what? So Nelly Mel, I'll ask you first. Like, what's a distraction that you've had to deal with in the past? What's been your biggest distraction from getting to it?
I mean, I think right now the current situation when it comes to distraction in my life is, and I don't know if I want to consider it a distraction, but it very well could be. It's just social media.
Okay.
And just being distracted in that way, like just taking your time away from you when you know you could be applying your time somewhere else. And that can be in any different ways. It's people that go to work on their regular 9 to 5 that probably sit down so they get to the office and be on IG for an hour.
So you saying you go down that rabbit hole?
You can go down that rabbit hole and not do what you should be doing or what you know you could be doing or spending your time going down that rabbit hole down like a social media or a YouTube or whatever the case may be, which could be a good distraction or could be a bad distraction. But for me, I think that's one of the distractions that I can most relate to immediately now that the topic has been presented.
Social media been on you. It's been distracting you every now and then.
Kinda now and then.
Okay.
But I know what I want to do.
Right.
Like I know what I'm trying to do. But one of the things about distractions that I think about is I don't let that get me down. I don't let that tear me up. I don't be like, man, I got distracted. Fuck, man. Yeah. It's like, bro, just dust yourself. Don't get bad about it. Just pick yourself up and just like put the phone down for a second and get back to the grind.
Right.
I think a lot of people get too down on themselves and then use that as an excuse to continue to be down on themselves.
Yeah, like I already fucked out this time. Tomorrow I get to it.
And the distraction come in many different ways. It could be an individual that's your biggest distraction.
Right.
It's like, man, for me, it's like if you identify something, don't get down on it and tear yourself up about it and beat yourself down and, man, I knew I shouldn't have did that. Blah, blah. All right, it happened.
Right.
Move on to the next. Dust it off. You can't. It already happened. Stop crying over spilled milk.
Right. So social media for you found that sometimes that can be a bit of a distraction for you.
Absolutely.
So then, on the flip side of the coin, what do you do? What do you do when social media is distracting you? Do you say, I ain't going on this shit all the rest of the day? Do you say, I ain't going on this shit again this week? You know what I'm saying? Like, what do you do when you feel yourself going down that rabbit hole?
When I feel like I'm getting down that rabbit hole, it probably should be something a little bit more tailored, but for me, it really is just like identifying it right then and there.
Yep.
Not being like, damn, I just wish I should have been doing this. Put it down.
Right.
And get to the work. Get to the money. Do what we got to do.
I like that.
Like last time after we left our last show, we talked a lot about some of the business ventures that I want to do outside of, traditional work.
Yeah.
And I spent a lot of my time doing that on off hours when I was, and I was on social media looking at other people's different things, just trying to get ideas and seeing like different merchandise and different products and stuff like that. So I went down that rabbit hole that was still through social media, but I redirected what I was looking at instead of me looking at ESPN and what somebody did and what somebody said. It's like,
looking at something that can help
I'm
you
doing that.
towards
I'm looking at somebody that's going to help me 100%.
Right.
Because social media isn't bad. Social media is what you make it.
Right. Exactly.
So if you looking at stuff that
they seeing some of this on there.
Exactly. So I just identify and realize what it is that I'm doing at that particular moment and redirect it.
Okay.
If I'm still on social media, well, let me apply it to something that's going to help me immediately.
Right.
If I'm looking at a bunch of other drink champs and whatever, other YouTube and Joe Rogan and everybody else got a podcast that's super entertaining and I like to watch it. But if I know, man, I hit that cap. I can't watch no more of that. Let me do more of what I need to get into.
Right.
That's when I can redirect myself and I'm conscious enough to know when I'm in that frame of mind that I don't want to be in.
I like that.
But again, I don't get down on myself. It's like, man, I'm like, nah, all right, let me get back to it.
See, the reason that I like that, and I hope y'all got something out of that, because I mean, shit, if we just list a bunch of distractions, that's probably a distraction for every goddamn body, you know what I mean? Social media.
Brain time, man.
But I like what you said about, taking it and then redirect, because that energy is gonna be there. The energy to want to look at shit and search for that's gonna be there. But now, how can we take that energy and convert that into something that's going to ultimately help whatever it is that we trying to accomplish?
Absolutely.
So I like that, and then not getting down on yourself, because people get down on old shit. Like, people understand this: time is not real. It's not real. We live in a series of right nows. Okay, so don't people will get like, man, why get down on yourself? That shit has already happened. Whatever hour that you lost or 2 hours that you lost,
I can't get that
shit's gone.
About as real as a dream.
That shit
is not a tangible.
Right, like it's gone. Like, so the whole thing is that we live in a series of right now. It's like, what are we doing right the fuck now? You figured out, you fucking off, you went down a rabbit hole that's not really going to help you toward the ultimate goal. So now let's repurpose the same energy that you were gonna be using to look at shit, but repurpose it this way.
Bro, I'm so big on, because I'm in corporate America. I know you guys are doing your own thing, but I'm still in corporate America. And between the hours of 7 when I wake up to call it 5:30, I'm in work mode. I'm doing what I got to do for work.
Right.
But what's crucial for me is that after hours. Like here, like we film this, we always at night. We in the evenings or sometimes on the weekends, whatever it is.
Right.
Like once that's ended, although I'm still in the industry where I can still, my clients still hit me up and I still respond.
Right.
However, at the same time, like that 6 to whenever I go to bed, and I'm a night owl, so I don't go to bed till like 12.
Right.
But that's a lot of time to do a lot of work.
Yeah.
Like people can have a multi-million-dollar businesses only working 5 or 6 hours.
Yeah.
And your 5 or 6 hours can be from 6 to 11.
They can be whatever the fuck. Yeah. So you can get a lot done in that.
You get a lot done. You get a lot done. So I just don't get too down on myself. I think that's one of the biggest things. I just don't get too down on myself. And I'm pretty sure, after you guys talk about some of your distractions, I might, when I hear it, I'm like, yeah, that might be a distraction for me too.
Right.
But immediately when I first think about it, it's that social media, because our phones are in our pockets.
Yeah.
And our phones can do so much.
From
if it's not social media, it's the internet. If it's not the internet, it's the video. If it's not a video, it's something else. And next thing you know,
texting you or somebody
you bouncing. Oh my God, texting. If you got group, all that can be a distraction. But it's one, just identifying it quickly as possible and move on to what you got to get to the money.
Right. I agree, man.
Yeah.
That was
but what about you though? I mean, I know you are an individual. I feel myself and maybe CJ. I think we feed off of it. Hopefully, you feed off of us and some of the stuff that we say. But you are like you like Iron Man, that energy in his chest, like shit, like
bro. But
what is that shit that the Iron Man? What is that shit?
I don't know what it is.
I forget the. It's a technical term. I forgot it.
Now y'all remember that? Okay, not to get but y'all remember that game?
Too distracted.
Was it Marvel vs. Capcom? And he had the proton cannon, and he would blah.
So he would blast whatever was in his chest, but he had it in there.
But like I wonder if that's what it was. I mean,
I don't know. I'm gonna watch the movie now. I gotta find out what it was.
Like his super was the best one. But anyway, my bad, bro.
It was like a damn that's motherfucker.
What's that energy?
It was a real.
Look, go ahead. Hey, look, go tell you.
It's a real energy. Yeah, look it up. Distracting me, man. Middle skin ass nigga.
Sir, middle skin. Look at that.
Sir, middle skin. Why that nigga sound uncircumcised? Sir, middle skin.
Damn. That's fucked up.
Sir, middle skin.
Bro, what's your distraction?
This nigga's my biggest distraction up here, man. Sir, middle skin head ass nigga. All right, bro. Like, one of my biggest fucking distractions sometimes is wanting to do a bunch of stuff at one time. And sometimes it's good, but the reason that I had to come up with 1% better every day is because I've always been a person to just attack everything. And sometimes attacking everything could like leave you to where you really haven't accomplished much of anything. So like,
that's true.
Sometimes like I'll see people that'll have like a things to do list for the day.
Yeah.
And they'll should have like 10 things on there. Like I was like that, but then I had to start putting like 2 or 3 things on there. Cause what I started doing is I'm a motherfucker that started doing research like on myself.
Right.
So what would happen is like you start off with that things to do list and it's like 10 things on there.
Yeah.
And then just say it's Monday with the things to do list and it's 10 things on there. If you haven't already done 5 and it's damn near 4 or 5 o'clock in the afternoon, you like, fuck. I'm attacked. I try to attack all this shit tomorrow. Now you're on Tuesday.
Right. That's how I am.
Now, you know what I'm saying? So now shit is going, like, time is going by and you're not executing because you're looking at
all the shit you missed.
All the shit you missed. And like, what it can do is it makes you, the distraction of the list is what kind of keeps you from acting.
That's deep.
So when I would get to Wednesday, the list still there staring me in the face. So it was like, all right, bro, like, why is this? You know what I mean? And I had to really like go into myself and be like, man, what the fuck? Like, why the fuck am I not getting this shit done?
Right.
What's distracting me? And it wasn't any thing that was distracting me in particular. It was the list and the stuff itself.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So like sometimes it may not be like a thing.
Yeah.
It's just the entire body and outfit. It just like it would. That was distracting.
It's too big to just try to overcome it at
yes,
once.
like what is it? Couldn't see the forest for the tree.
Can't see the forest from the tree.
Whatever that shit goes.
Yeah, that's exactly
that's what it was. So it was like I had to figure out a way to finesse my own mind. You know what I'm saying? So the finesse for my own mind
major key right here
was the fucking 1% bet every day. So instead of the 10 things, I got 2 or 3.
Right.
And when I look up Wednesday, that whole list is done.
Right, because you didn't knock out 3, 3, 3.
Right.
You got 10 things.
Exactly.
You made the math.
Gotcha.
So it hadn't been like all 10. I'm not staring at all 10 at any time.
Gotcha.
Because that right there has been my biggest distraction. Like sometimes wanting to attack too many things at one time.
So do you on a day-to-day, week to week,
Yeah.
month to month, do you still write down a list? Like for you, like visually write down a list? Like what is that process is for you now?
Every single day. Okay, so I have these things called 1% Better U-books that I got manufactured. Okay?
They for sale?
Yeah. We'll put them up on the deal.
Okay.
But every day starts, the booklets are 31 pages just to make sure that the whole month is covered in there, right? Or it's I think it's 31 that you go on, and then the first one you just write out, you know what I'm saying, how you feel about yourself and shit like that. Because I'm big on that, like self-talk and all that. So it starts off, I want, I am, I did. So I start off at I want. What do I want today? I want to do this and this and this. That's it. And it's only a few lines on there, so you can't get crazy with the motherfucker and write 25 things on there. You can only write a few things on there. You know what I'm saying? So it's like that keeps me in that box of like, hey, yeah. And so it's I want, then I am, and like whatever I'm feeling like that day. So like I'll get up and it's like, man, that nigga can't touch me today. Like I am untouchable. Like that's what I write on there.
Yeah.
And then the I did is me checking off the stuff that was from the I want that I actually executed.
Okay.
So if I wanted to just say for today, like just to give them an example of the entry today, it was like, I want to shoot the podcast. I wanted to get that video stuff edited for the guy that's going to be showing the stuff to Glock. Okay. And then I also wanted to check in with my animator to make sure that the kids book was going to be getting ready to be uploaded to the Kindle deal for Amazon. Okay, those were the 3 things that I wanted to do today. So after we finished this, I knocked out all of those things. So at the bottom, it has a box that says, I got 1% better today. And then you check that box off, and then it's the next day.
On to the next day.
Right. So I had to finesse myself. You know what I'm saying? Like, I had to finesse myself because I want everything. Like, I want, if I got it, I want it. I want to fuck with it. I gotta. So that's good, but it's also bad. Because that becomes a distraction in itself.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's like your dog's got pretty high prey drive, right? I know he does.
Yes.
So when shit goes, it's just like, he could have been focused on this right here, but then something went and it's like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Oh, but it's a tennis ball. Yeah. Oh, it's a motherfucker running. And it's like, but what were you fucking with in the beginning? Exactly. After he's looked at 2 or 3 things, it's hard to even remember where do we even start?
Exactly.
So I'm like that. I'm like that dog with the prey drive. So I've had to like.
Well, that was a good example.
You know what I'm saying?
It wasn't even an example. It was a fact of what you wrote out today.
Right.
The question I have that I'm hearing it, like how big or how small do you make the I wants in that particular day?
Small.
You know what I mean? Well, it's always something like, I know you say like shoot the podcast.
Right.
But that's smaller. It could have been big.
But that's still something that has to be executed.
Gotcha.
You see what I'm saying? Because think about, because we all talked about this before. The reason that we got together as a group of men that was gonna take care of this business that needed to be taken care of, especially for the culture. Real, you know what I mean? Right. Just facts. The reason that we came together to even do this shit is because nobody was executing it.
Right.
Like, I love looking at people's content and shit like that, but a lot of it is just purely sports or purely this and like, I think we blend a lot of this, you know what I mean? Like, if you're a hood nigga, you can watch it. If you're a motherfucker that love business, you can watch it. Like, so even us coming together, like this still had to be. We still had to execute this. We had to make 3 different schedules work for the day. We had to get it. So even though it's simple, it's still big. So shooting the podcast was just as big on the I want as making sure that video got edited for the guy that's gonna show it to.
So you have an overall vision, and then you build your I want
for each day. Each day. Each day. Yeah.
I rock with that. 100%.
Each day.
I need one of those books.
I got you.
That's what I struggle with. Like I'm like where like we so alike and different at the same time, bro. Cause like that's where I'm at. Like I have so many ideas.
Yeah.
Like I could dabble in everything.
Right.
And like I can kind of make a little leeway in everything, so I just make like a little bit here and there.
Right.
But then I'll get stagnant over here.
Right.
And fall back, and then you know what I mean. The only thing I like can focus on is like I can work out.
Yeah.
Like and it took me so many years just to be consistent with that. Like I work out, fall off, work out, fall off. So like now I had to start my foundation. Like okay, I'm a workout today.
Right.
Like. That's where I'm at. That's just the one I can go and get one thing done consistently, bro. Is work out because I get distracted by every damn thing.
Right.
I'm trying to work on it, bro.
Right.
Man, I'm in love with The Office right now.
Yeah.
Like I just watching The Office.
The show?
I know how to watch that damn show.
That shit's hilarious,
bro. It's hilarious.
That shit is hilarious.
Like goddamn. And so
it's hilarious.
And so then women, kind of, y'all, I get a little distracted. I lay up and then I'll smoke and shit.
Right.
Lay up for a little bit. And
Right.
cook something.
Right.
Like, this shit, some-
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm trying to like pull myself out of that and like. Like I make them lists, right? And like my phone got all these alerts on it, like do this, do that, do this, do that every 2 hours, like
That's too much.
And they be like, and I just keep missing, bro. My phone just keep going off, and I just be like,
you see why
it's easy to hit that ignore.
And see, but what happens is that so say you got them going every 2 hours. I mean, niggas be up for. I know I be up 16, 17. I sleep very little.
Yeah, I
you know what I mean?
You say you a night owl, bro. Like
I stay up
1, 2. I get up at 7.
Bro, I be up 2, 3. I'm up. So like, what's happening with you is that if you got them bitches every 2 hours, after you say ignore to the first 2, your brain is already shut off from the whole shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's what I was talking about with that list. It's like, especially if 1 or 2 of those things on that list requires a good amount of energy, after you don't knock those out, then your brain is just like, man, let's try this shit again tomorrow.
Man, my motto right now is tomorrow.
Yeah.
I do it tomorrow.
That's a lot of people. Even like for people that's not into the gym right now, they like, I'll do it Monday. It's always Monday for somebody.
Right.
But to your point with your list, how often is it that you don't check off all 3 of those things for that day? Is it? I mean, now you're probably in your cycle, so where it's easy. But maybe call it in the beginning when you first started doing it. Was it
when I first started doing it? Sometimes it'll be one thing.
Okay.
So it's not a have to be 3 things type of deal. Some days I've only had shoot the podcast on there because everything else is. I'm not saying it's on autopilot, but everything else is more so like already working. Right. Yeah. I gotta add out for. This right here that's running online. So if some sales come from that product, cool. It's another one running on. So, it may only be 1 or 2 things. Some days it's 3. Some days it's 4. But I'm just saying it's always something fucking manageable.
Right.
Gotcha. Because those small wins build your confidence to do more.
Right.
So all those look like once I get, just like, because today, the first thing was get that video edited right quick. So what I was doing was I had Rush outside right at the crib, and I'm just telling him, stay. I'm taking him through little commands while I'm chopping the video up. I send it off to the guy. Hey man, I love it. We're gonna show it to the VP of marketing bet. Boom. So I'll go right in, scratch that off. I'm lit now. Yeah. I'm on. Yeah. I'm like,
yeah, you feel like y'all got a win in.
Right. I'm really accomplished right quick.
Win in for anything.
I'm telling you.
Just like, bro, like, but that's almost like I can kick back.
But
like,
that's why I do
whatever that is. Like, man, I just
see. That's why I'm at with the workout. Good. I'm like, man, I didn't like that.
But that's why I do that though. Like it's a finesse. Like it's a finesse, but for my own mind though, because I know how I work. I work off like positive reinforcement for myself. Once I win something, nigga, I can build a rocket after that. Like because you just so on. Everything firing and shit like that.
Then I'm gonna use that. Like it's kind of like you almost feed off your ego instead of like how people,
that's exactly what you do.
People kind of like downplay ego. But I'm thinking like hearing you talk right now, like I ain't gonna lie, this podcast like help me out a lot, to be real.
All these is helping me out.
I know, but this one right here, like speaking to my soul, because this is what I'm struggling with. But you made me think about why I work out. Like my ego already fed in to my positive. You know, like people already tell me, man, you done changed a lot. So now it's like,
and that make you keep going.
So now like I can't stop. Like it's already on.
Right,
like, it's built in.
And you know what's so dope about it? It's your mind is being finessed by you at the same time, because it's almost like there would be fear there if you didn't work out.
Exactly.
Of going back. So what the fuck? You used to look like that. People wasn't really fucking with.
Bro.
Right, exactly.
Exactly. What was the sound that you make when you?
He got the middle stuff.
That is a fear.
But guess what though? That's not a bad thing though.
Yeah,
that's not a bad thing.
Yeah.
So it's just,
man, you know what? I've never been big on the to-do list. Like I've done. I haven't been big on it. However, hearing the way that you outline yours,
it's structured. It's not just a to-do list.
It's positive.
It's not exactly. It's simple.
And I'm thinking about it. Obviously, I know your whole creed and mantra for life that 1% better every day. And in my corporate life and outside of life, like to be able to accomplish small tasks, small meaningful tasks, and execute that for that day. I think that would, if I was to say, give myself 30 days. But 30 days, I'm gonna commit to write that down. At least 2 of them a day to get through that. I think that might do something for that next 30 days.
I'm telling you,
I might see a difference. I'm gonna get 1% better.
You be addicted to. I'm addicted to it. I'm fucking addicted to it. Like I can literally look at all my 1% better, and it's called they're called 1% better. I call them U books, like the letter U and book, because like I love reading books, but how many books have you written about yourself? This is like your story. You know what I'm saying? So like when I go look back and like just say a deal that I've done with the cartoon characters or with the character one of the deals getting in the toy store or whatever, I can literally go back in the U-book and see where I got all of that shit.
You know, that's what makes me the most excited, because being able to go back and document and look at stuff that you did, it's so exciting for me. I think Gary Vee had said this just in general. His idea was like, bro, everybody should podcast. Everybody should video themselves and stuff like that, because that stuff is forever. Now, I don't have kids, but you know, for you guys that have kids, like literally everything we saying in these past, now here it is 8 episodes, your great grandkids can watch this and know you better than they could have known just from stories being passed down. No, they can go back and literally watch the stuff that you did, that you saying today, here in 2020, they can be in 3020. It was like, man, let me just write down 3 things. Man, my great granddad, Uncle Shondo said. So, you know, and that's something that excites me. For me to think right now in 2020, I can write something down. In 3 years from now, 4 years from now, be like, look back in that book and be like, oh, this is where I said I was gonna file for this LLC, and now this LLC is worth
that's what's so crazy about right now.
Amount of money.
That's what's so, like social media and everything. Like we documenting history like in real time right now.
Exactly.
Like I think. Like a lot of it in the beginning was silliness, like 2008 and all that, just pranking and stuff. You know what it was in the beginning, but now we start to see the long tail. Because now you can look back 10 years ago and see what you was on. And
you
stuff.
see some of those photos or something you get back.
So now like we doing better.
See the evolution of yourself.
Yeah, come on, bro. Like, you talking about 20 years from now? Come on, bro. Like I think like you know on our phones it'll make its own story.
Throw you back memories and shit.
So I got emotionally just looking at this year, bro. It showed me from when my body was salted and I started going outside when the pandemic started, and I got in the gym, and it showed some of the podcast stuff, and it showed me with my son. I'm like, bro, like I'm literally looking at like just in a short amount of time, like my life is changing, bro. It's live.
I'm telling you, bro.
I know a lot. I know this year probably has been a distraction in general for a lot of people.
Right.
And I hate I don't want to use the word hate, but it's almost dislike saying how much I appreciate 2020.
Right.
Because I know it caused a lot of suffering for a lot of people. A lot of people were not in a good situation because of this year. Some businesses went under. Family members was lost. Exactly. Fortunately, that's not the story that I have for me and my family. Right. However, there's some good stuff that happened through 2020. Rather it's this podcast, rather it's social injustice that happened that has pushing the culture of Black America forward a little bit on the front of people's tongues because of things that happened in 2020 because of COVID. Like a lot of negative things could have happened in 2020, but I think what's going to get birthed out of this year is going to supersede. I think we're going to look back and be like, yo, 2020 was the year that this launched. This is the year that this was springboard.
Bro. Like I feel like almost guilty. Like 2020 was really like my year, like especially like in my 30s, but then in my adult life. Like, this is almost the best year of my adult life.
I love
my whole. I did just evolve so much, bro. Like I created new friends, relationships, ventures. Like learned about myself.
Exactly.
Repaired old wounds with family. Like got over my own emotional, victim state. Like I feel like.
But you know what?
My life, I'm just starting to live right now.
But that's great. That's a beautiful thing about anything that anybody's ever talking about, because it's all about whose ever perspective that you're talking from.
Right, facts.
That's why, bro, I will never get mad at a white person for how they talking about things. Because if you thinking about how that shit is for them,
right,
or just say a Hispanic person or an Asian person, it don't matter. If they're telling you an experience that they haven't or that they've had, you can't never. It's like somebody who lost their job. Get mad at you because you love 2020.
Right.
I fucking love 2020. Bro, so many opportunities have jumped out of 2020. Understanding the infrastructure of stuff has changed. So all I'm saying is that that just goes into like when y'all are talking to people. Say you got a white friend or something like that. And your white friend ain't distraught or some shit like that when some shit happened to black folk on TV. And you like, what the fuck wrong with you? Man, that's still your partner. That's still your friend. They just seeing it through another. They just seeing it through another lens. Just like you said, 2020 has been dope. I'm sorry if 2020 ain't been good to you.
I know, for real.
Bro, it's been so much opportunity only because I've seen it through this perspective right here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
I agree and somewhat disagree with what you're saying. Only being that as dope as 2020 has been for me personally, and that is a fact.
Right.
2020 has been dope for me and my family. I am aware that it has not been dope for everybody. So I am a little bit more reserved when I say that and how that may come across.
Because, but why? Let me ask you. But why?
I tell you, because if I'm
guilt?
No, it's not guilt at all.
So
I'm just like if I'm out, let's say I'm at the gym, and I'm like, bro, 2020 been live. It's been dope. I've got this and this popping. But the person I'm talking to, unbeknownst to me, I didn't know that they lost their dad this year to COVID. And they're like, man, like, I don't want to hear how good 2020's been to you when I lost somebody that was the most important. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, I empathize with that. So I don't want. It's like somebody like that's poor and you a multi-millionaire and you just flashing off your money from. It's like, bro, like, come on, like. Just be a little bit more conscious of it. I'm gonna push back. Hey. I'm gonna push back. This the only reason I say this. I'm gonna push back a little bit on you with that because that goes into what we talking about. Like, I'm not turning down for no fucking body. I'm sorry that certain shit. It's kind of like niggas making fun of AIDS, right? I feel you.
I done had a family member that passed away from AIDS. Now, you may be laughing at it or whatever, and I've made jokes about the shit before too. But nigga, it's not my job to know what the fuck you going through. My job. No. And this goes back to what you're saying.
No, that's true.
I'm just saying in life, my nigga, especially for niggas, we gotta get to the point where, hey, buddy, I need to get here. Think about all the athletes and shit like that. Like, you remember Broke, the documentary on ESPN?
And what they talk about how they lost their money.
A lot of people had lost their money.
I didn't see that one.
Okay, it's pretty fucking good, bro. But you get to see the dynamic, especially with us. You understand what I'm saying? And it comes from the.
Was Antonio Walker on one of those episodes?
It's a guilt that's always there.
Survivor's remorse.
That's what they call it a lot of times. But you saw that a lot of guys didn't lose money because of bad investments.
Right.
They didn't lose money because they lost money because they're always thinking about other people and how to help other people. Mm-hmm. I'm not saying that I want to openly tell people that, fuck who, if your grandma died or your mama died, because that's fucking terrible.
Yeah.
But like my nigga said, niggas die every day, B. Shit. Like, I'm sorry, but at the same time, what if my energy changes their perspective on 2020 and now takes them from the mindset of, man, all this shit is terrible, to maybe I will start looking at some commercial real estate for me to open my own place because the rates are so low right now. The same place that may have been $10K a month, they may be accepting $3,300.
Right.
Yeah. So I'm just saying that.
I'm turning down a little bit. I will say I'm turning down a little, but I'm not feeling that. I don't have that guilt.
I got you.
I don't have that guilt.
Right.
I'm just a little bit more empathetic in how I'm presenting that.
Right.
I may feel that inside, but I may tone it down.
I got you.
Give my perspective. Say, man, I understand everybody, but like I'm going to lead with that to know, like, hey, I know everybody not doing well. Just the way I presented it just now.
Right.
I know everybody was.
But if you got 2 seconds to tell them how 2020 went, how would you say it? See, that's what I'm saying.
It's dope for my. I'm going to lead with that. If it's only 2 seconds, it's going to lead with that.
And that's what I'm saying.
Me as an individual, the next 3 seconds.
You know how sensitive time it can be.
Just see, you finna come back with the political thing to make sure that
call it political, call it whatever it is, because it's just like, man. Not that I have to knock anybody, but I'm pretty sure I've been in some situation where I feel like you got to be a little empathetic, or take it like this.
But how do you know you got to be empathetic though?
You don't have to. But
no. I'm saying, how do you already know? If you just meet this nigga, how you know you got to be empathetic towards him?
You don't. That's just me as a person. That's my personality.
Right.
That's like when I take it to sports, because I think a lot of people can relate to sports and not sports. It is how you win, like a sore loser, or like
that's true though.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, when you win, are you the one gloating? And you gonna cheer, but how many times we seen? I think I saw a clip, maybe like it was probably a couple weeks ago. Somebody won a championship, caught a touchdown. It was a football.
Right.
I think the player of the team that won went over to the other player like, bro, get up, man, it's gonna be good, bro. Yo, gave him a little something, but he didn't cheer with his team.
Right.
It's one of those things like, bro, I'm a great winner and I don't want to be the sore loser.
Right. But that's also because when I'm thinking about what you said,
I hear what you're saying. Though.
No. But I hear what you're saying. I get you. It's just when I'm listening to it, it's like with me saying 2020 is dope, it necessarily bragging.
No.
But you see what I'm saying? So a nigga that's beating your ass in the sport, and they like, nigga, we beat y'all niggas 72-0. That's a different thing than saying, man, we went out there, executed, we were firing on all cylinders. Nobody could touch us tonight.
That's political. But that's the PC version of it.
No. But that's the type of answer that I'm giving. Like if somebody says, how was 2020? Yeah. 2020 was fucking dope.
Yeah, like you saying, man, fuck everything.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
So that's
my version of what you just did.
But like you think
for me, that's my version of what you just did. Because the two versions that you just gave was the same answer. Yo, it was live. We killed them about 72 points. They was trash. Whatever. Right. Hey man, we executed real good. You saying the exact same thing. You just presented it in a different way.
But that's how I would say. That's how I would mention 2020.
You feel like
that's my presentation. A little bit different than yours.
I wouldn't necessarily say, man, I know it's been. I mean, if I had 100 conversations, 20 of them I may say, man, it's been fucked up for people. Yeah. But really, about 80% of them, I'm gonna be like, this shit dope. It's been all types of shit jumping in this motherfucker. It's been all type of opportunities that have happened now that would not have happened had the same infrastructure for how things were done in the past been in place. And like, I feel like the dope part about what we talking about is everybody's got a role. Same when we talked about the Tyler Perry shit. Right. Your role may be to lift somebody up in that way. My role may be to take somebody that's thought of 2020 as a terrible year and flip it on his head and be like, but damn, you right, bro. Like, it has been shitty, but I can do X, Y, and Z. But what were you feeling? You said somebody died or something?
Well, no, I was just saying, like, I kind of understand what you were saying about, like, well, if somebody had somebody pass in their family.
That sucks. I would feel
like my sister, she passed in 2016, right? Okay. But like the thing I can remember feeling about that.
You mind me asking?
She died of cancer. She had breast cancer, but she went like quick.
Passed breast cancer.
Yeah, see what I'm saying? She went quick. But the thing I remember feeling like a day later, you know, I was devastated, grieving or whatever. But like the sun still came out and shined the next day.
Yeah.
The news still came on. People were still talking about the NBA.
It don't stop.
It still goes.
So it was like, it like fuck with me. And then like I went to the funeral and everybody died. And after that, like everybody got a different way to go eat some chicken. Some people can laugh. Some people go, you know, and me and my family, the ones who really knew,
you broke down.
You know who broke. You feel me?
Yeah.
And so I don't know. To me, it just felt like, is this what it all was?
Right.
This is what it's all about. Like you died, and then this is what it is. The sun.
Let me.
And like sometimes I feel guilty, like even like a month later, if I'm laughing with somebody and I'm like, man, my sister gone, bro.
Yeah.
Let me, because what's so crazy. So, man, I think it was 2 seasons ago. I was gonna do the show, The Amazing Race.
Right.
With my
shout out to my two. Two partners that went to college with was on there this past season.
Okay.
Kelly and Levon. Shout out to them.
Yeah. Shout out to Kelly and Levon.
2020 of Amazing Race.
Yeah, because the same guy from the show that we did on ABC, The Quest, he and his Bertram Von Munster is his name, and his wife's name is Elise. They created The Amazing Race. So me and my guy were gonna do it. I think it was, I want to say 2 seasons ago. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I flew him to Houston so he can get, because you gotta do like physicals and a bunch of shit before that, right? Yeah. So he'd had blood clots. So flew him to Houston, flew him back to LA, right? Because he would host. He was primarily in LA. Flew him back to LA, bro. 2 days later, my nigga was gone. What? Died of a pulmonary embolism.
Are you serious?
When I talked to the producers and told them that he had passed, the lady was damn near crying on the phone. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So I was, it hurt.
That's
like,
heavy. Yeah.
So go to the funeral and all that type stuff, and you know, you leave the funeral and it's just like, shit, stuff's still going. Like it still goes, and you can either get caught up in the thinking that the world is gonna be hurt because you were hurt.
Yeah.
But that's a losing game, and you gonna be hurt more. Yeah, cause you like, why these niggas laughing?
Right.
Yeah. Why y'all still going out? Exactly. Yeah. No, because human nature is not directly affecting them.
Life.
Absolutely.
So
100%.
So yeah, I definitely get what you're saying. But
and that's an isolated. We're talking about something that's here with us right now, present with COVID and.
I'm talking about when you talk about somebody dying or somebody losing a job or whatever like that. Right. I'm thinking about that the same way as I thought about my homeboy.
Perspectives, like whatever happened.
Right.
Like that affect you with my homeboy or my sister, or maybe somebody COVID.
Right.
If stuff's still popping, like somebody else might have called with another deal after that.
I'm just saying.
Like, damn, another deal. I gotta take this deal.
I'm just saying.
Because you was my sister, bro.
Right.
Like,
with death and negativity comes death.
Right.
With positivity comes life.
Right.
So that's why, like, when we talking to people, I'm just always like, you may get tired of talking to me. You may be like, this nigga too positive. Like I know people that personally probably don't like talking to me. Right. And I'm cool with that. Right. Because they're like, well, this nigga always, like, they may not want to hear about the dope shit that happened today. They may want to wallow in how the world ain't giving them what the fuck they think they deserve or whatever.
Right.
But I'ma always be me and present myself as me. I'm still empathetic to people. Like if somebody were to tell me that something happened to their people,
if you knew,
I'd be like, hey, listen, man, I'm sorry about that, bro. Right. You know what I mean? That shit, this shit has been crazy. But whoever it is that passed you away would want you to shine, nigga. Right. Like
I think to me that's real.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
was when like I tell somebody, oh, my sister passed, something like that, and they give you them empty ass words like, cause you know my son was born like a month after that.
Oh wow!
So the people say stuff like, oh, you know, God can take one, He give one. Or,
I know nobody wanted that stupid shit.
No, he could have gave both. Like my son could have his auntie right there. Right now watching the Texans game.
Right.
Everybody trying to hear no empty.
Don't just say shit to say.
They try to appease me, bro. Like I know, okay, that's affecting you, bro. I get it. So. But it didn't make me bitter. It made me kind of salty at first, but then it just made me put my life in perspective. Everything, like, bro, it ain't all revolving around me. It ain't like, am I gonna go out here and make it count, make my life count?
Period.
Am I gonna go make an impact to where it do matter? If something happened to me, you know what I'm saying? Like, will the world hesitate just a little bit, a blink? You feel me? It's like that's what I'm trying to be like now.
Facts.
Like when I go, you gonna blink at least.
Facts.
You feel me? So,
Facts. I definitely get that because that's exactly how I feel. Like you looking at that shit, and it's like nothing stops.
Right.
That shit keep marching through.
Think about the big the
shit keep marching through. So that's why I was like, I can't. It's grimy, but I love that. I love how dirty the game is because I'm ready to get dirty right along with it. I'm ready to get unbailable right along with this bitch because. Nigga, nobody cares. I think the moment you realize nobody really cares, that's when you can win. When we were seeing all the stuff that was going on in politics, or just people getting mad at people that I saw people put stuff up. Man, I'm finna, you know what I mean? I'm finna have to unfriend a bunch of people. My nigga, you want, like, what do you want these people to see things how you see them? Like, that's a losing battle. I don't even give a fuck what you feel. What I'm finna do is maximize myself. People have to be on the maximize themselves mission. Period. At all times. Because all this other shit don't matter. Nobody gives a fuck.
Especially as men, like your only utility as a man is what you can produce, what you can provide. Like you want people to see you for being a
talk
good
to
person.
The camera with that.
You just want to be a good person, loved because you are existing. That's not how men. That's not what we're made for. You can't be the head or the leader or the builder, but then you want people to love you and you ain't producing shit. You ain't making shit happen. You feel me? Like a woman, she can at least give birth and keep the human race going. Bam.
Period.
Bam. That's my contribution. Okay, I might not be this. That's
they don't have to be.
That's because you can put
they give life.
It don't matter what you bring it to the table. What you mean? You supposed to be building tables, selling tables, chopping the wood down, sanding,
building the chairs to the tables. You know what I'm saying? Rugs underneath it.
What else you got going? That's what we just gotta. I think that's what we doing right here. We just telling you this how we build tables, bro. This how we set tables, and then people come sit at your table. And you provide experiences and feed them. That's it. Like we trying to feed everybody else. That's how you.
Bro, it's so great when you building a table, bro.
Bro, I had told us a story on one of the platforms, but I was talking about when I was a kid and we were playing basketball and I'm trying to go hoop and shit like that. And older motherfuckers ain't having it. You know what I'm saying? I show up to a court, I was like 10, 11 at the time, got my ball and shit like that. I'm trying to hoop. They like, nah, just call next. And they keep on putting me off. Then one day I go, they like, man, let us play with your ball, shit. Let us play with your ball, then you got next. I'm like, bet. Let them play with the ball. Calling next. 3-4 games pass by. I get mad. I walk in the middle of the court like my nigga, no boy, give my ball back. Except I'm by myself. Like, give me my ball back. Nigga ain't give me my ball. I try to axe kick this motherfucker. He pushed me over, throw my ball across the street. Pick the ball up, go back to my dad's tire shop he had at the time, and I'm just dribbling. So I put up one of the little crates. Put the bitch up on the pole. I'm shooting. I'm like, man, hell yeah. I told my dad like I wanted to go, but before he was like, man, just keep going to the park. But then he keep seeing me shooting. He like, man, this motherfucker serious about this shit.
He put in work.
Pops built me a goal, right? So before he built me a goal, when I'm shooting on the crate, another little dude come out there. Now it's two of us, right? We playing 1-on-1 at the crate like a motherfucker, dunking, doing all type of crazy shit. So Pop see that, he like, man, build this little nigga a goal. Like he ain't, you know what I'm saying? He wasn't bullshitting. This wasn't no fly-by-night shit. So builds me a goal. Me and the same little dude that was out there hooping with me, we hooping. 2 more little dudes come out there. Now we got 2-on-2 going on this motherfucker. Now we got 5-on-5 going on in this motherfucker. All of a sudden, them same niggas, bro, that were at the other court, now they on my court. Now they asking me like, hey, can we get next? It blew my fucking mind. I'm 10. This is 14, 15, 16. Just because when the game look good, when you passing, like, I'm hooping over there. So it went from parks and shit like that. They like you. Because our shit was on my dad's property. So we sectioned in. Like the outside elements ain't affecting us.
So y'all can just do whatever.
Whenever the fuck. Ain't no cops like, hey, y'all get none of that shit, bro. So the same motherfuckers that was taking a nigga ball and finessing a nigga, like, you know, all that shit because you little and they older. These niggas on my court now. Asking for next. So I used to tell these niggas, I used to be like, who here with you? They be like, me and my homeboy. it's somebody that already said they wanted next. They went to the store. They're gonna be. I'm just saying whatever because I got the power.
Right.
What you gonna say?
Yo, my court now.
Then you trip. You can leave.
Yeah.
So that's the table thing. Like instead of you build the table.
Right.
You build the table, and that was a very important lesson for me early on because it was like, so when you build this shit, you do what the fuck you want to do.
Right.
And I was always attracted to that. I want to do what the fuck I want to do, so I'm gonna build it.
Yeah.
I don't necessarily want to be Now, I'm not saying I can't be a part of a team. Like, we're a part of it. We up here, a part of a team. But we still also built this motherfucker. Yeah. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's what I like, bro. I love building fucking tables. Yeah. I love building tables. I love getting in situations where you didn't have it in the beginning. Now you didn't fuck around and constructed some shit. Now you call the shots for it.
Right.
Yeah. With the thing you doing, you are basically going to call all the shots in what you doing.
Yeah.
That's why I do call the shots.
That's a beautiful fucking
just
shot,
jumping, bro. It's about to jump.
That's what I'm saying, bro. I wish we gonna talk about it later, but I'm excited for. To be honest, I'm excited for your venture too.
Yeah,
like that shit is live, boy. It's live. Yeah. But with all that, with that stuff like we talked about, that's where the distractions come. Mm-hmm. Because you can be looking at, just say for what you're doing or even what you're doing. Research is endless.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And you can research, but then exactly. But at a certain study long, study wrong. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? At a certain amount of time, it's like, I gotta try this. I gotta
you know what's so funny about that? What you're saying about the research? Because yes, you can kill yourself for research.
Research is really never ending.
It is never ending.
My hobby.
But honestly, like for the thing that I'm doing, like I put an order in for the first testers like today.
Yeah.
Like I could have waited. Okay, I could have waited a couple of weeks, honestly.
Right.
But I'm like, no, let's get it going now. Gotta send some emails to some people, some more information that I need. Like we gotta get it going.
You gotta get that motherfucker going now.
You can't kill yourself in research because at the end of the day, I think one of these quotes that I said that I really appreciate now at this stage of my life is, bro, at some point you can read all you want about a push-up. One day you gotta do it.
You gotta do it.
And that's what it is. Like I can research everything. I can research to my eyes turn blue, I'm in the bed and go fall asleep at the laptop, but at some point you gotta.
I used to have the Muscle and Fitness magazines. Y'all remember them?
Yeah, you told us about that. Yeah, you could read
and
all of
them. I used to just read every article.
Eating ice cream, reading meat, man's health.
Bro, eat a Big Mac. Right. Read about Ronnie Coleman. Right. The nigga Ronnie Coleman. Nigga squat 700.
Right. Telling you, bro. But the actual stuff was the distraction.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. Like sometimes it ain't necessarily like, oh, I'm distracted because I like to go to the strip club. Sometimes the distraction can be built in the goal.
Right.
True. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like you keep looking at these magazines.
Right.
But January go by, February go by, March go by. Like, you know what I'm saying?
But one of the coolest thing about the distractions, if once you identify you have a distraction, figure out the best way to overcome that distraction. But also one of the things is what we're doing here.
Yeah.
You know, we get together and have these topics that we talk about.
Yeah.
And we bounce things off of one another before, after the show, or during the show.
Yeah.
But we also hold each other accountable.
Yeah.
Whether we really hold each other accountable. Hey, bro, did you put that order in? Hey, did you do this?
I'm serious. Hey, nigga, I'm serious when I be talking. I do be trying to hold niggas accountable.
100%. But even though it's not directly at this moment, sometimes we do that.
Right.
It's still like, man, it's been 2 weeks. I still ain't did what I said I did on last show.
Right.
Which kind of goes back to everything we said up until these past days. It's like who you surround yourself with.
Yep.
What are you talking about? What are you looking at? Are you holding yourself accountable? What are your distractions?
Yep.
How you get out of your distractions? Mm-hmm. Well, for me, it's kind of like having some of these conversations.
Yeah.
Realizing that, hey, if I want to be a little bit better today, I got to put that down.
Yeah.
You do a little bit more work here.
Yeah.
Do a little bit more work there.
Yeah.
And that is so crucial in building.
Yep.
And building that foundation or building whatever it is that you're trying to build for you and your family.
Yeah.
And for me, I'm steady building. Right. And the dopest thing, we talk about this too when we talked about the lion and you know over your mane and whatnot. When you really start putting your foot on the gas and you got that ambition that you talk about, and things are going, bro, watch the people around you, especially if you're lady, if you're married, girlfriend, wife, or whatever.
They fall in line. Bro,
Not even fall in line.
So you feel like you in that wave right
What's
there?
my next thing?
Right.
What do I do?
Right.
I don't want to be left behind. So now, although we have it here, the people in our lives, it kind of spread out like, shit, I can't just sit down and just be the weak duck.
Right.
You know, I don't want to be the weak link in the Johnson chain.
Right.
So that's always going, man. Iron sharpen iron.
It does.
Right.
The movement
get better.
The movement forces other movement. Right. I've always seen it. I don't care what I'm doing because I'm never gonna be talking about man, these niggas. No, it's always, hey, this is next, and I'm going to DC. It's always you gotta be running. You gotta be.
I ain't I feel like I need y'all, bro, to be real.
But everybody needs something.
Yes.
I ain't gonna lie, like
that's good,
bro. Just like
I was sitting there, like I was like.
Bro, just like we talked about your diet, like you figured out what worked for you as far as that's the best diet, quote unquote diet that works for you. This could be the best situation.
I think it is, to be real.
100%. I don't know if the book is the best thing for me, but get that journal every month. Right. That might be a part of my game that I didn't even know I was missing.
Listen, dog.
To write that down every day eliminate more distractions.
Bro, I'm gonna be honest, and I ain't trying to just sell this to y'all. You will see that putting something down on paper. Okay, you know the reason why trainers work so good, why you got to train and all that, because naturally
you accountable. You gotta
Naturally, human beings want a method of which to get there. If you come and you say I want to lose, or I want what your guy probably want, like he knows the type of body type you like to either like that you want to continue to keep and build upon, right? Yeah. He knows this. So your weight shit is all built around whatever physique that is that you're trying to either get or maintain, right?
Correct.
So sometimes when it's just you on your own recognizance, like it's difficult for you to keep yourself on that personal trainer level with yourself.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So what this thing becomes is like that.
Right.
And because you don't put a bunch of stuff on there, it's very attainable.
Right.
It allows you to chew up small pieces of real estate every day, like on some Pac-Man shit.
Right.
And then what happens is that you'll look up, and the other motherfucker that was trying to go for the gusto, right? That was just trying, man, I gotta do this. They still talking about that same shit in 5 years, and you've already done that shit 5 times over again.
It's the old story. What is it? Tortoise in the hare?
Yeah.
It's exactly what it is. Just keep chugging along.
Just keep going.
It's a marathon and a sprint.
It makes sense, but see, the thing is, what they didn't tell us is the things that you do along the way to keep you motivated to keep going. That's where this comes in at. Because everybody can be like, hey, bro, just don't stop, keep going. But that's bullshit.
Right.
Because you have to have things along the way that keep your confidence up so you can keep going.
Yeah. You need a small victory.
That's the key. That's why we put it in place for those small victories on a daily basis. Right. You can't tell me shit. When I leave this motherfucker, I'm checking it off. Podcast done. Nigga, I got 1% better today.
Right.
I contacted my animator. We got the video edited. Excuse me, early this morning. Right. We knocked the podcast out today. Yeah. Now, think about it. When you close your eyes and really think about that in the grand scheme of things, if that's done over a consistent period of time, what does that look like at the end of a month? A quarter? Right. A year? How fast did you lose weight?
Like a month and a half.
Right? You never lost weight like that in your life, right? Yeah. And all it was some consistency.
Yeah, I just got
and what made you probably keep going is the fact that you were seeing changes.
Yeah,
right?
So I'm like, damn, like it's happening so fast.
Yeah.
Though. But you know what though? That's cold because if you have a framework, because I had a framework, and it seemed like it was hard. Because like, damn, don't eat nothing, but it was simple.
Right.
They're like, no, don't measure this, and don't count that, and carbs this, and complex carbs that.
Right.
Like, just don't eat.
Right.
Yeah.
Just don't eat. Just don't eat and watch the time.
Right.
That's it.
Right.
And so and it was so simple for me. That's how. So I feel that it was like 1% better than it's like, okay, how long did I not eat today?
Right.
Yeah.
That's simple.
Yeah.
Did I eat brown rice or white rice? Did I eat chicken breast? Did I eat too much chicken breast? Did I have seasoning? Did I have no? I ain't eat nothing.
Right.
I ain't eating. So everything got burnt up. There was nothing else. There was nothing there.
Yeah.
So I feel like
simplicity,
bro. That's what the genius is. Really, the geniuses make like the iPhone and everything we talk about. The geniuses make the complex. It's simple.
It's simple, bro. It's very simple. Very simple.
The world about to get fucked up. I ain't gonna lie.
Bro, real talk, because when you really start to see that the superpower is in the simplicity, my nigga, it gets really fun. Yeah. The game gets fun, bro. When I first went out to LA, I'm listening to all that. They telling me the sob story. They telling me how niggas done been out there for 10 years. They got on the TV. I'm like, okay, I'm not listening to none of that shit, right? And one day we were doing an audition for something, I forget, maybe in a music video or some shit. But was it a Chris Brown video? It was some type of music video. But I go in. Normally they don't have multiple people go in to an audition at one time. Usually it's like one-on-one type shit. Yeah. But I go in there and it's multiple dudes. It's like maybe 3 other dudes in there. Excuse me, 2 other dudes with me that's in the audition. And so I'm getting a chance to hear how they converse with the people doing their little audition and shit like that. And I'm like, man, they trying to place they're already acting in the audition. They already made up in their mind out there, I need to be this type of motherfucker to present myself a certain way.
They put their telemarketing voice on it.
No.
Hello, sir.
It was crazy. So I said, okay. So when the lady, because you basically standing there where the camera is, right? They got the laptop flipped up, and they like, oh, so they asked the name and shit, because they looking at your little profile, your headshot, whatever that we sent in. And so they asking the questions and shit like that. So when they look, I'm like, Shondo Blaze. Oh my goodness, I like that name. I said, you're gonna like me a lot more. I go over there and walk and close this bitch laptop. She like, oh, okay, I guess that's how we do an interview. Exactly. So what's going I took it completely to the fucking left. Yeah. Right. Completely to the left. Not because I was trying to do something, but I was finna be Shondo in that motherfucker. Right. I'm not finna be what you think you're
looking for.
What you're looking, I'm finna be Shondo. And however the chips fall from that is what it is. Yeah. The simplest approach for me was just to do that. I can't fail at being me. Right. You're not gonna beat me at being me.
If I'm trying to act and finesse.
If I'm trying to beat you on muscles, all them niggas got muscles. All them niggas, all that shit. I'm not gonna beat you with that. Right. I'm the coldest Shondo you've ever seen in your life. Right. Just like you the coldest CJ you ever seen in your life. You the coldest Melly Mel you ever seen in your life. Straight to the point. Right. Just like we talk about on here, all straight, no chaser. Got right to their motherfucking ass. Right. And bro, I got on so many things just off that. No manager, no agent, no nothing. They calling my phone directly. Producers, all that shit. And I was like, this game is so simple. Yeah. Right. We are making it, the people that's out in LA, y'all making the game way too hard. That shit is way, that's why they mad that a lot of motherfuckers on Instagram have already got,
because they
it's simple. It's simple.
If you got that quality, you put yourself out, man.
It's simple.
Real talk though, talking about that, I went down a little rabbit hole and I was finding out people who got like 3 million, 2 million and going on YouTube. I have never heard of these people.
Right.
Right. Like, what is this?
Right.
They got whole brands, whole followers.
Right.
I'm like, bro, the game is done.
It's done.
Because like, if you ain't really got nothing built,
bro. Because listen, the thing is that you find your pocket of people. Yeah. That's what you do. Your job is to find your pocket of people.
You know who I really identified with that I liked was like, man, I love because that person was who they were 100%, no matter who was in front. Cardi B.
Yeah, she is who she is.
She's some wild stuff. She gonna keep it.
But that's her though.
She gonna keep it a buck at all times.
That's real.
And I was like, that's why she is. Like she's not trying to play a part.
Nobody, bro. I tell motherfuckers all the time that are talking about, well, the Kardashians can't do this, bro. The Kardashians. You would much rather see the Kardashians being the Kardashians than to watch a show where some actors were trying to play the Kardashians. Exactly. We want to see people be them. Right. That's what's so fucking dope about it. Right. All of them. They all doing dope shit.
I feel like everybody's life, if you present a certain way, is a movie. Like,
bro,
it's amazing.
What do you think it is?
Yeah. Everybody like.
What do you? Your shit, the Truman Show. Yeah. Everybody's shit is that. Yeah. That's why I say that. That's why, bro. It's. I love 2020. I'm sorry. Hey, if you've had a terrible 2020, I'm sorry.
But this is a reset. It's a reset right now.
Can we hit the reset?
It's a reset.
If you've had somebody, all that shit is terrible. Like I feel if that's happened, hey, you got my deepest condolence. But bro, like let's change. Hey man,
build your momentum up, bro.
Attack mode, man. Attack mode. Let's go. We've talked about how we deal with distractions, stuff that's distracted us, and the ways that we've dealt with it and stuff like that before. But now we've already got to it, man. This was episode 8. Come on, man. Of the 1% Better Everyday podcast. We got this motherfucker. We see y'all next time, baby.
Yes, sir.